river far, far away. There's where my heart am longing ever. That's where the old folks stay. All the world am sad and
must be improving. We never took any notice before.
Pardon me, I'd appreciate your pointing out the Abilene Trail.
Well, that trail's kind of hard to find even in the daylight, man.
Well, if you'll just point out the direction, I'll be greatly obliged.
All right, you see the Big Dipper right up there? It points to Polaris. That's the North Star. You just follow that and you'll end up right in Abilene.
I guess I'm not much good at following stars.
At night, the prairie's like an ocean. You have to learn to navigate.
I'll pay you to guide me.
I'm not going that way. Besides, it'd be better for you to wait till morning and then go on. My bacon's burning.
Look, I'll give you $100 to take me to the railroad.
Say, would you like some of these beans?
2.
I'm not a bad cook.
3.
Are you running from or to something?
No questions and you can name your own price.
Look, young lady, there's too many things about you that don't add up. First, your horse is kind of poorly, and that saddle cost you plenty. You're dressed in plain prairie goods, and your pocketbook's bulging with greenbacks.
Look, I want to hire a guide, not a fortune teller.
I like to know who I'm working for and what I'm being hired for. Here, have some of these beans. You'll feel a lot better. Now, I'm not that bad a cook.
You're a fine cook. It's me. I'm all mixed up. I failed.
About what?
Everything.
I remember I felt that way once. I must have been about 16 years old.
You don't understand. He's coming after me.
A real man doesn't hesitate to act.
You want a little help, senor?
You know better than to try and run away.
I'm not taking orders from you, not anymore.
You're coming back. I'm warning you, Abigail.
Don't threaten me.
Garcia, my friend, what would you do if a woman hit you like that?
If any of my muchachas were to do that to me, I would cut off a finger, so they remember not to do it again.
Yeah, tie her up. You've been too gentle with her.
We do not have all night, senor.
I was hoping you wouldn't do that. This lady's going to Abilene with me.
She's coming back.
I don't think so.
Oh, he doesn't think so.
A man's a fool when he argues against 3-to-1 odds.
You changed your mind, ma'am?
Yes, I'm going home with him.
Home?
I'm his wife. This is Peter Garrick.
It's bad business to mix between a husband and wife, senor. It's a quick way to get hurt. You keep winning like this, and nobody out west is going to deal you in.
You gentlemen won't believe we did any gambling back east.
Well, then I'd say you did right to come out west.
Sure. Look what I have to show for a year's farming.
Farming. That's no good. That's what I did when I first come out here. Take a lifetime to scrounge out a few $1,000s. I told you, Peter. You can do better than struggle with a farm all your life. What do you say, Peter?
Let's ride to town. I've got some business at the bank.
Señor, nos vamos.
We're waiting, Peter.
It's you.
I thought you'd be expecting me.
Why?
Well, there's $500 in this. Kind of careless, aren't you?
Come in. Thank you. Oh, you expect a reward.
No, ma'am. You know, as long as I live, I don't think I'll ever understand women.
Why?
Well, if you'd have stood pat last night, you'd be halfway to Abilene by now.
And you'd have been dead by now.
What?
Those two men, Matt and Garcia, they're killers. I came back here to save your life.
You know, I've changed my mind about that reward. No, I think perhaps I owe you something. Could I talk to you? Would you sit down?
Well, hello, Peter.
Mr. Loring?
How are you, Peter?
Mr. Loring?
Come in, sit down. Thank you. Anything special on your mind?
As a matter of fact, there is. The thing that bothers me is the payment on my ranch is due, and,
Well, now, don't worry about it, son. We know that things can get a little rough. I'll give you another extension.
Mr. Loring, I'm thinking of selling out.
You let your ranch run down, Peter. It isn't worth much the way it stands. Now, why don't you take a few $100s of your wife's money and spruce the place up, and then sell it?
Abigail's money isn't mine.
Oh, that's nonsense, Peter. Don't be so proud.
We still have that letter of credit their father left with us, untouched.
My parents helped us get started, and we're certainly going to help our kids.
Setting up a ranch isn't easy, Peter. Especially for city-bred folks who never had any experience at it.
Isn't there any other place we could keep these things?
No, Ethel, I'm sorry. We're going to have to take all those ledgers out of there now. We won't have any time tomorrow morning, and we've got to have every inch of space in there for that shipment of gold.
May I help you?
Please.
You know, Peter, your ranch has fine possibilities. One more year of work and...
Stop, don't touch that inkwell. Oh, thank heaven. I told you that thing is dangerous.
That's my bandit killer. We have the inkwell rigged up to the trigger of that shotgun up there. It's aimed at the other side of the teller's cage. All Ethel has to do is to move the inkwell and one bandit less.
It makes me nervous.
I tried it once. It blasted out that side window there. Oh, Peter, about selling your ranch, I'm against it. You're an intelligent man. There's no reason why you can't make a go of it.
Made up my mind, Mr. Loring. I'm going into a new business. But I want to thank you for everything you've done for both of us. You've been a real help.
I'm sorry to see you go.
Mr. Loring?
Bye, Peter.
fine, Peter. Any idea how much?
They're cleaning out the safe to make room for it.
What's the matter, Peter? Your conscience bothering you about the Lorings?
They were good friends of mine.
Sure, I can understand that. But out west, a man must be able to seize an opportunity. Unless, of course, he lacks the courage or the strength to succeed.
Robbing a bank. You call that courage?
Well, a man can always quit. Drag himself and his wife back east.
I'm not dragging anything anywhere back east. What time do you want me to meet you tomorrow?
When the bank closes. Garcia. Follow him.
But it's getting dark, and my muchacha is waiting for me.
Better wait. I think our friend Peter might need some company. Make sure he goes straight home and doesn't change his mind.
What if he changes his mind after he gets home? After he sees his wife?
He won't.
You didn't have to escort me home.
It was nothing, senor.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See? Senor! Perhaps you have another bottle?
I'll see.
Bar is closed, amigo.
Oh, the senor who mixes between husbands and wives. I don't like you.
You know something? I feel the same way about you.
You got off very lucky the last time, senor.
You think I'll have a chance to try my luck again? Adios, amigo. On your horse.
What are you doing here? Where's Garcia?
Garcia had to leave. Kind of a hurry, as a matter of fact. Take your hat off. You're not going anyplace. Pick it up. Here. Come over here. Pick up the apron. Go on, pick it up. Put it on. We're going to do some homework, teacher.
Who told you I was a schoolmaster?
Well, your wife and I had a long talk. We talked about the both of you. Your first lesson's going to be in advanced dishwashing, so put on the apron. That's right. It looks nice. You're going to need some hot water, so you better put the kettle on, too. Now, stack the dirty dishes on the drain board. That's nice. Don't you love her anymore?
What business is that of yours?
Well, now, I've never had any personal experience with matrimony, but I'm told that it's a share and share-like proposition. She's willing to share what you've got. Why don't you share what she has?
A man does not live on his wife's money.
Go on.
I don't know why she ever married me. Her father is rich. Gave her everything she's ever wanted.
She told me that.
Did she tell you how much a teacher gets paid? That her father paid for our luxuries, even our necessities that I couldn't afford? That I came out west to become a rich, independent rancher? That I'm a failure?
What's that got to do with Matt Devlin?
When an animal gets caught in a trap, nobody in the world has a right to judge how he gets himself free, not you or my wife or anybody.
That water's hot enough now. Now you pour that in the dishpan. Gonna be a lot of things cleaned up around here tonight. Now you put the dishes in the dishpan. Good, good. Now you take the soap and wash the dishes.
There it is, right on schedule. Come closing time, all we need is for Peter to put him off that guard inside the bank.
Maybe that hombre will not let him come.
Nobody's gonna stop Peter. He's hungry. Oh, not in his belly. Inside his head, where it counts.
Want some more coffee?
I'll get it.
No, Peter. Peter, Abigail wants some more coffee. All right, Bonner. You've had me up all night. Sweeping, dusting, washing. All right, you've made your point. A woman leads a dog's life. Her work is never done. Poor.
I'll have some too.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank him. How long do you intend to keep this up?
That depends.
On what?
On Abigail here.
Peter, do you think we could ever learn to talk to one another again?
There's nothing to talk about.
It's no use.
Don't worry. I think we made some headway.
Back east, words came so easy. Many times we'd start to say the same thing at the same times. We knew what was in each other's heart.
Nice of him to bring the gold. Real considerate.
I hope you're right about Peter.
Now, don't worry, he'll be here. Take my word, you can bank on it.
Peter was a fine teacher.
I can't say as I ever heard of many men teachers.
Teaching's a man-sized job, just like doctoring or engineering or any other kind of hard, honest labor.
Oh, I didn't mean anything by it.
Well, I didn't like the tone of voice you used. Peter was more than just a teacher. He was an educator. He fought for better schools.
How'd they do that?
By writing books. Like these. By speaking at conventions, by going around
That
and
sounds like a man-sized job.
more than most people realize.
Schools should be filled with new ideas, not stuffed with old facts.
Sometimes I feel that our marriage has done Peter a terrible injustice.
Go west, young man. I don't suppose anybody ever questions that.
The West is supposed to be the land of opportunity.
Land of opportunity for a man is where he's needed the most and where he's the most useful, east or west.
I guess we never realized that. Peter? 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 He's gone.
Where?
With Matt and Garcia to rob the Loring Bank. I've heard them plan it, every detail of it.
What?
My fine husband, the teacher's become Matt Devlin's pupil.
Abigail, you want to help?
Can we, Mr. Bonner?
If you'll do what I say, and be careful, maybe we can.
Peter goes into the bank first.
I follow and take care of the banker.
I'll be at the window watching the street.
Tell the bankers. No, I can't do it, Matt. You've got to call it off.
Call it off. Here's the chance you've been waiting for all these months.
I've changed my mind.
Well, I haven't. There must be $100,000 of gold in there. You know what that means? No more holding up stagecoaches. No more penny ante robberies. I've been waiting for this for years. And you're not gonna spoil it for me now, Mr. Garrick. The Lorings trust you, and you're gonna get that gold for us.
No.
Don't waste your knife on him. If you don't go through with your part of the deal, Garcia and his knife will pay a visit to your wife, understand? You won't be needing that. Come on, we'll check on the horses.
Come in, Peter.
Very quiet. This knife flies very fast.
Mrs. Loring, if you do what you're told, you won't be hurt. We want that gold.
Tell her to bring them all out. We know how much there is.
You better do as he says, Mrs. Loring. When I tell you to duck, duck. Now! Honey, are you all right?
Yes.
There are two more outside.
The marshal's got them well in tow.
Everything's been taken care of.
That is everything but one thing.
Mr. Loring, I want you to sell our ranch.
Peter, where'll we go?
Back home. I'm going to get my old job back. And we're going to live on my salary. A teacher's salary.
As Greeley was wrong. Go east, young man.
Interesting job, but it has its drawbacks. For instance, I, for one, don't like sleeping on railroad ties. That's why when I was working through the southern part of Arizona, I was happy to find accommodations for a few days with Abigail and Elizabeth Sweet. These two gentle little old spinsters took me in, adopted me, mothered me, heaped kindness on me. I liked it. Of course, you can stand only so much kindness, too.
Mr. Bonner! Good morning, Mr. Bonner.
Good morning, Miss Abigail.
Sister, he's up.
Oh, did you sleep well, Mr. Bonner?
Just fine. Most comfortable bed I ever saw.
Some coffee for you.
Thank you, Miss Abigail.
We wrapped a hot brick in flannel and put it at your feet last night to help keep you warm.
This man burnt my toe.
Oh.
Hello there. Anybody home?
Oh, that sounds like Sheriff Conroy. morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, ladies. Is Vint up yet? Oh, Vint! Vint, get up! Come on, I need you, man.
All right. You sure are out early.
I ain't been in yet. Tracking rustlers gives me no time for sleep.
Oh, you poor man.
Don't you have any luck?
How do you find spooks? There's no organized gangs in the area. There's no strange cattle shipments. There's nothing unusual at all. This is piecemeal cattle rustling. 3 head at one time, 6 head the next. Some of the folks are blaming renegade Indians. Some folks are blaming squatters. But everybody's blaming me.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it, Elizabeth?
Yes, my heart goes out to him, Abigail.
Well, thanks, ladies, but your sympathy ain't going to get the Cattlemen's Association off the back of my neck. Vint, you get around a lot with this survey party. Now, have you ever spotted anything that looks unusual?
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I haven't seen a thing.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. I'm heading back to town.
Sheriff, I'm going with you. I gotta meet my crew.
Well, take care of yourself, Mr. Bonner, and don't get in any drafts.
Mr. Bonner, are you wearing your...
My what?
Longies.
Yes, Miss Abigail, I've got them on.
Well, here, let me fix your collar.
And remember, if it rains, put on your poncho.
Yes, ladies, thank you. Let's go, Sheriff. Goodbye, Abigail.
Goodbye, Mr. Bonner.
Goodbye, Miss Abigail. Goodbye, Miss Elizabeth.
Now, Abigail?
Not now, Elizabeth.
Now, Abigail?
Now, Elizabeth.
Oh, you be a good girl now.
Want me to help you? Oh, well. Now let's don't come unglued.
Back around and go back where you come from. Back. There ain't no place around here for squatters.
We got our rights. I'm coming through. Get out of the way.
Don't you try it.
Hold it. What's the matter with you people? Is everybody gone loco?
They won't let us into town. We need supplies.
Who are you?
I'm Louise Keller. This is my father. We're homesteaders.
Homesteaders. That's a Tony name for squatters. We ain't selling them nothing. We're gonna starve them out before they rustle some more of our cattle.
He doesn't look like a rustler to me. You men are going off half-cocked. You've got no proof.
Nothing at all to tie him in with rustling. I've checked.
You keep out of this, Sheriff. You ain't done nothing about the rustling.
You go back and tell them other squatters there ain't nothing for sale for them in this town. Not for any of them.
Get out of my way.
That's enough. Now listen to reason. There's more homesteaders in this area than there are ranchers. The merchants of the town rely on their business. Go ahead, starve them out if you want to, but what happens to your town then? That what you want?
All right, men. Clear this wagon out and let them through.
Move it over.
Thank you, Mr.
Bonner.
Thanks, Mr. Bonner.
It's quite all right, miss.
Yep.
Oh, I was just telling the sheriff. That was mighty good thinking, Mr. Bonner.
Vint, this here's Joe Bronson. He's head of the Cattlemen's Association.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Mr. Bronson.
You know, these small ranch owners are getting out of hand. And there's not much I can do about it.
Can't hardly blame them none. Getting nicked for 2-3 cows at a time.
Whoever's guilty is getting away scot-free. That's what hurts.
Well, mob action ain't going to help any.
But they're not through yet. Maybe you could help us, Mr. Bonner.
I hardly think so, Mr. Bronson. My job's almost finished. I'm leaving town in a couple of days.
Now, you must eat hearty, Mr. Bonner.
Look, Miss Elizabeth. No, thanks.
It's all
Please, you've
for
got
you.
enough here for 10 men. Meat's good, though. Top-grade beef.
Beef? Good gracious, we never eat beef.
What is it?
Why, that's a rutabaga burger.
A what?
A rutabaga burger. We make it with rutabagas and carrots. Everything we cook is made with our own vegetables.
Tastes good. You got another guest for dinner?
Oh, well, she was such a helpless little baby. We thought we'd take her in so we could take care of her. That is until we found out who she belongs to. Isn't it horrible, Mr. Bonner?
What?
Some people actually eat little calves like that.
Not alive, anyway.
We've even heard of people eating calves' liver.
Pretty good with onions.
Oh, steady, sister. Don't faint. Poor, innocent cow people.
Cow people?
So helpless. So completely at the mercy of man's inhumanity.
More coffee, Mr. Bonner?
No, thank you, Miss Abigail. I'm kind of tired all of a sudden.
Well, you've had a big day.
Yeah, I got up kind of early, but maybe I'll just get 40 winks, maybe.
Isn't he a nice boy? Do you think he'll be asleep long, sister?
All night. I put a little something in his coffee. After all, we've got work to do. There's a full moon.
Of course.
Ben, come on, boy. Come on, wake up. Open your eyes.
I feel woozy. Did I sleep here all night?
Vint, you gotta help me. Another herd was hit last night. The ranchers are mobilizing like an army. They're getting ready to burn houses. Homesteaders' houses.
Well, what do you expect me to do? You talk like I knew the rustlers personally.
Yeah, but they gotta be found, Vint. Only trouble is I don't know where to look next. It's like being lost in a cave and not knowing which way is out. I look one place. Rifles. Nothing. Then I look someplace else. Guns, rope, bullwhip, nothing at all. Then I look in another direction. And I still can't get any place. Stolen cows. Circle C Ranch. Man, you don't think those little ladies could...
Probably a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this.
Sure.
They probably just... Well, maybe one of them... Well, how could... I give up.
Oh, Mr. Bonner. Oh, you're up. Well,
We left you were sleeping so soundly, we didn't have the heart to wake you.
And Sheriff Conroy, how nice of you to drop by.
We've been out picking wildflowers. Aren't they lovely this time of the year?
Miss Elizabeth, Miss Abigail, Sheriff Conroy wants to ask you something.
Oh? Are you in some kind of trouble, Sheriff Conroy?
No, ma'am, he's not in trouble. Well, while you were out, we found these.
The equipment only cowpunchers would use, or rustlers.
Sister, am I dreaming, or do Mr. Bonner and Sheriff Conroy think we are the cattle rustlers?
I'm afraid they do, sister.
Well, what about those guns and that bullwhip?
We're all alone out here. We need them for protection.
A girl can't be too careful these days.
Well, then what about those lassos?
Oh, is that what they are?
Why, they were left here by the man that we bought this house from. You see, sister? I told you those were too big to be clotheslines.
Gertrude, where have you been? Where have you been?
Well, bless your heart.
But what about it? That's the brand of the Circle C Ranch.
Well, goodness sake. We thought that was a birthmark.
Vin, I think we owe these ladies an apology.
I guess we do.
Good morning, Miss Abigail.
Sam
Miss
Dale.
Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Sheriff, you and Mr. Bonner got to help us.
Somebody just threw this on my front porch.
They say if we're not off our land by sundown, they're going to run us off.
The 6 head of cattle that disappeared from the Circle C Ranch last night must have been the last straw.
Mr. Bonner, we had a meeting last night. Every homesteader in the valley was there. They couldn't have been out stealing cattle even if they had a mind to.
Mr. Keller, do you mean you're to be driven from your land because of crimes you didn't commit?
Yes, ma'am. They just won't believe that we didn't do it.
Sister, will you help me get a bucket of fresh water for the flowers? Would you excuse us?
Oh, of course, sister.
Courage, my friends. Sister, we have no choice. We cannot let innocent people suffer because of our deeds.
But what about our poor little four-footed friend?
Other eager hands will reach out for the torch when we are forced to yield it.
Oh, how brave you are, sister. How very brave.
It's our duty. Come. Where are the Kellers going?
Home to pack their belongings.
All the homesteaders will be on the trail by sundown.
Their exodus is unnecessary. The true culprits stand before you ready to confess.
Truly.
Ladies, this is no time for jokes.
I assure you, this is no joke. We are the cattle rustlers. Arrest us.
Oh, dear.
Execute us if you wish.
Oh, dear.
Ladies, I know your kind hearts. It's generous of you to want to help the homesteaders, but you can't ask us to believe that you two are cattle rustlers.
You were prepared to believe us a short while ago.
Well, that was before you explained things to us.
Sister, I think these gentlemen need convincing.
Truly they do, sister. And now, do you believe us?
We took the cows to a hidden canyon in the mountains of the Circle C Ranch, and they're so happy.
374 of them. Oh, yes, of course. 376 by now. Marilyn and Eloise were expecting.
But, ladies, why would you steal the cattle?
We weren't stealing them. We were saving them.
For what?
How can you look at that dear, sweet face and ask such a question?
Would you believe it? There are evil men who want to put Gertrude and those like her in hot, stuffy stomachs and fill them full of food to make them fat and tender. And then lead them to oh, Gertrude. Oh, don't think about it, sister. Oh, there, little sister.
But, ladies, how do you expect to save the cow people by just stealing a few of them? Cow people?
Alone, perhaps not. But all over this world, standing side by side with the animals they love, are people just like us, fighting to stamp out meat eaters.
Are you out of your mind? Oh, it's true, Joe. They did it. Some idea about making the world safe for cows or something. They did it.
I suppose you'll have to tell the ranchers.
Well, tell the ranchers nothing.
Well, what about them, Joe?
But let them go quick before anybody else finds out they're here. Look, I don't care if they confess to assassinating Lincoln. If the folks in this town find out that we think they're the rustlers, they'll lynch us.
He's right.
Yeah. Well, all right. All right, ladies, you can come out now.
Already?
Yes.
Oh, here, sister, let me put my knitting in your bag.
Do that, dear.
Can we help you in any way?
Oh, no, thank you. Our buggy's at the livery stable.
We're perfectly capable of taking care of ourselves.
That's sure, Miss Abigail.
We'll wait dinner for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope we didn't inconvenience you, ladies.
Oh, no.
I'm terribly sorry about this.
Oh, that's all right.
Goodbye, Sheriff.
Goodbye, Miss Abigail. Goodbye, Miss Elizabeth. Goodbye. Well, it's only a few hours till sundown.
Hold everything just a minute. Look, if the ranchers knew we'd caught the rustlers, that would clear the homesteaders, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, then let's give them some rustlers they will believe.
What are you talking about, Ben?
Look, one of us rides down the street yelling at the Dickens. The others rush out and say, that's the rustler. Then, by the time a posse gets organized, we'll be a mile out of town. We can say we shot him and he rolled down a hill in the river or something.
Well, that could be an idea. Nobody'd get wise to us.
Well, who's the rustler we chase out of town?
One of us, change him different clothes or something. What do you say?
Well, it's worth a try. Oh, but I couldn't do it. You see, it's my word that the cattlemen will have to take that we shot him.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, I'd have to lead the chase, Joe.
You're the sheriff.
Time to get up a posse, huh?
That's what you think, Sheriff. All right, boys,
trail of the man that's been doing the cattle rustling. Have you seen anybody come this way?
Well,
Your cattle rustlers will bother you no longer. Oh, what have I done?
Oh, my sister. My poor little sister.
Now hold it, men. The little ladies are upset. You boys go on home. I'll take care of this.
Are you sure, Sheriff?
Don't you think we ought to go in with you, Sheriff?
No need for you men to stick around. Go ahead. I'll see you in town.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth, I'm sorry. Easy does it. Easy does it.
My poor little sister.
Vin, boy.
You were supposed to stall the posse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vin, but you see,
Aside from these, I have 2 bullets in my saddle, and 1 glanced off my stirrup.
Well, I tried to tell the posse you'd gone off the cliff, Vin.
Where do you think I've been?
Well, it all came out all right. You're all in one piece.
No thanks to you. If it hadn't been for Miss Abigail there, I'd be a dead rustler.
Well, thank you, Miss Abigail.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thanks from me, too, Miss Abigail.
Oh, I'm sure the homesteaders thank you, too. You are going to give up cattle rustling, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
As a matter of fact, we've been thinking that we'd leave this territory altogether. We're going to California.
Yes, to California.
There's a great deal of our work to be done there.
A lot of people moving out that way.
Yes, and so many people are taking cows with them.
You know, I believe that no matter what kind of a life a man has lived, or what wrong things he may have done, that there is good in every man. Take Sean McGibbon, for instance. He'd lived at the Pawnee a large part of his life. Trouble followed him like a stray dog.
What are we waiting for?
The sheriff had set a trap for a band of killers and cattle thieves that had been raiding the local ranches. It was the first time McGibbon had ridden with them, but once was enough.
You're gonna hang, mister. Sheriff! What about the rest of them?
They got away.
Got away? Well, did you get a good look at them, know who they are, where to find them?
No.
But he'll tell us.
Well, he'd better.
Sit down. In the 20 years I've been in this valley, there's been nothing to match what this man's done. Him and the others.
All right, Henry, all right. Now, look, mister. There are two ways you can go. You can help us, and we'll see about helping you. You don't, you won't leave this town alive. Now, let's start nice and easy. What's your name?
You don't have to know that to hang me.
I might want to send a death notice. You got any kin?
You think you can wait and get off easy by facing the judge, huh? Well, mister, he lost men and cattle, same as the rest of us. Right, Dan?
Ain't a man in this valley hasn't had losses.
It's like he says. Now, who are you riding with last night?
Answer the sheriff.
Now, take it easy, Henry.
Just leave him alone with me and Dan for 1 hour, and he'll treat you with more respect.
I don't want to do that. The way you're acting, mister, you don't give me much choice.
I have some water.
Wait a minute. He's too good for plain water. Let's flavor it a little, huh?
You keep that up, you're going to wind up inside.
Well, make him talk.
You're not going to make him talk that way.
You got a better one?
I know he's not going to tell you anything he doesn't want to.
We don't need your help, Bonner.
All right. But remember, you can't scare him and you can't beat information out of a man like McGivern.
You know this fella, Vint?
I know him some.
Just how well do you know him?
Not well. Better than you do.
Vint. Think you can do anything with him?
I can try.
We don't need you. You either, Mr. Mercer.
Are you forgetting who pinned that star on you, Judd?
I'm not forgetting a thing.
Only waits long enough before telling us. His friends could be in Denver.
That's my worry, not yours. Do. I'll give you half an hour.
What chance does he have if he tells you what you want to know?
None if he doesn't.
You remember me? Last time I saw you, I never figured you to wind up in a mess like this. That was when we chased those mescaleros off your place. Remember? Well, I guess there's no use wasting my time.
Now, wait a minute. Get me some food and someone to look at my arm. We'll see.
If you don't tell them what they want to know, you know what they're planning to do to you?
What, hang me?
You think your friends would protect you if the situation was reversed?
They ain't my friends. They'd cost me in a minute.
And why don't you tell the sheriff what he wants? If you're afraid of what might happen, they find out you talked, tell him. He'd protect you.
Look, Bonner, I'll make you a deal. You agree to it, I may still have to hang.
What kind of a deal?
Years ago, I ruined all my chances of ever doing much of anything decent with my life. Except for one thing. Right now, I'm important to someone. Someone that's mighty important to me. My little girl.
Your what?
You didn't think it was possible for a man like me to sire an innocent little girl, did you?
I just never figured.
Well, I didn't want nobody to. I figured I could take care of her myself. for the last few days. I decided I had to do something to get some money. I'd run out of time and thinking of ways to get it without...
Running with that pack again.
Yeah.
Do they know about your girl?
Yeah. And she's there alone. Tomorrow, the next day, I figure I'll get a message that they got her. And that if I talk, they'll... You can see why I gotta keep my mouth shut. I gotta face a rope. Unless you...
Unless I what?
Unless you'll get her, Bonner. You could. They've got a good start, but I could show you a way you could get there in no time.
Why don't you tell the sheriff this?
And have him running up a mountain with a posse. Whoever goes has got to go alone. Be careful. They might be there ahead of you, and they might not. But if they find out what you're after, they'll kill you, and her, too. I'm not asking for myself. If you'll bring her back here safe, I'll tell the sheriff anything he wants to know. It's up to you.
Doesn't look like I've got much choice.
Well, you got a lot more than I have. Here, you'll need this.
What for?
So she'll know you come from me and do what you say.
Couldn't I just give her a message or a note?
She can't read, Bonner. She can't speak or hear either. She's a deaf mute.
After leaving town, I figured I had a good 5 hours ride ahead of me, which meant that I wouldn't reach the cabin and McGivern's little girl until just before dark.
Well, looks like we found the place.
I still say we should have headed straight for Mexico instead of fooling around here with her.
It's because you're getting old, Rudy.
How do we know McGivern ain't already spoke his little piece to the sheriff?
He hasn't, because he knows we know about her.
Howdy. We're friends of your pa's.
She's a pretty little thing, ain't she?
Got anything to eat around here, ma'am? You say something she didn't like?
Cat's got a tongue. Is that right, Gav? No? Just stubborn, huh? Maybe this'll loosen you up. Your pa's in jail, and that's a fact. He sent us to take care of you.
Don't look like she cottons to you, Vestry.
No, it's more than that.
What's more than that?
She wants you to give her something.
I'll give her something. She don't speak to me.
Better leave her be, Vestry.
I told you. Vestry, you better go see what she's up to. Well, you act like you ain't never been kissed, honey. Ah!
Whoa, hold on here now. Wait a minute. What did I do? You want this? All right, here, take your...
So that's what it is. Well, she can't talk. She's an animal. That's what she is. She's a...
Live, warm, beautiful, dumb animal.
No wonder McGivern kept her hidden away up here.
Can I get it going?
You better keep your eye on that girl.
Well, that won't be hard to do.
And I'll be keeping an eye on you. That's one job you fancy too much.
Anything you say, old man.
You figured out how you're going to get word to her pappy?
Prisoners can receive mail. I'll get somebody to take a letter to the sheriff's office.
How long you figure it'll take you?
If I'm not back by tomorrow noon, you know what to do with the girl. Vestry, you mind what I told you? Get out.
We better get some fodder up for the horses.
We better head. Still afraid, huh? It's all right. That's all right. You'll get over that. You know you ain't got no more paw. No, not after tomorrow night you ain't. They're gonna hang him. You just got me. No, I don't speak no Pawnee. But you're going to understand me a lot better than you do Rudy.
It was getting late in the day, but according to McGivern's directions, I couldn't be too far from his place now. Trouble was, just about every one of these mountain trails looked alike.
Where's Vestry?
He asked for it. Did she kill him? Well, never mind about that now. I just saw a rider coming down the trail, and it could be Vet Bonner.
Jeb, what do we do with him?
Take him with us.
I'd been hoping that McGivern's girl would have a horse of her own. Since there wasn't one in the corral, looked like Scar would have to put up with us riding double.
Jeb, you said you wanted to wait.
Why? The minute he gets in there, she's going to tell him about us.
How can she do that?
Look, you don't have to be afraid of me. You can
Put the jar down. Your father sent me to you. Do you recognize this? Your father gave this to me to give to you. You understand? Well, there's no need to be afraid. How in the world? I must have been here already. The thing to do now is find out why they left without you. Look, I'm not going to leave you. When I go, I'll take you with me. Is that your mother? Your father sent me. Your father. He wants me to bring you to him. When I leave, I'll take you with me. Understand? I'm just going outside to take a look around. Near as I could figure, at least 2 of them had been here. And they hadn't been gone more than half an hour.
They're way too dark now.
I was lucky. It was barely a scratch. But it meant we'd have to pull out as soon as it was dark. Scar wouldn't be able to carry us too far, not after what I'd put him through the day before. And I knew they'd be following us. If they got too close, I'd have to make a stand. Come on.
We've lost them. Might just well get out of here.
No.
Bonner! Give us the girl! We don't want no trouble with you, but we gotta have that girl!
You go ahead. Circle around. I'll protect your flank.
Jeb, you're making me a target. Listen, we'll both be targets if he gets that girl into town. Now go on.
Hold right there, mister.
I'd arranged for Peggy McGibbon to stay with Parson Morgan and his wife, while their pa spent a couple of years in the territorial prison. She's saying she'll miss you. The parson's wife taught her. She'll know a lot more in 2 years.
Well, it's almost worth it. Golly, it is worth it.
Ghost town's a peaceful enough place to spend the night, but this one wasn't always peaceful. It used to be the toughest town in the territory. It still had a kind of a feeling about it. For a moment, I thought the old town had come to life. That's silly. Anybody here?
Tex McLeod! Ellis Locum, where are you?
Who are you?
Tex, Hey, you ain't Tex McLeod. What's going on around here?
Hold it right there.
Young fella, a lot of good men have died pointing a gun at me.
It's gonna stay pointed till I know who you are.
I reckon you're new around here. You ask Ellis Locum who I am. Or Rex. Or Frank Miller, they'll tell you.
I'm sorry, old-timer. Tex McLeod's been dead for 9 years.
Dead?
That's right. Ellie Slocum. She hasn't been heard of since she broke out of jail some time ago, and Frank Miller got killed in a gunfight at Pawnee Falls, I think.
Dead? All dead.
That's right. Who are you?
My name's Matt Harper. I used to live here. Yes, indeedy. I'll tell you, this here was a bang-up town, too. Nice little town I ever lived in. That there was the finest saloon for 100 miles around. Yes, indeedy. When I rid into town just now, I kind of thought my eyes was fooling me. Then I started calling from old friends, and nobody answered.
I heard you.
And I suddenly realized I just an old man. Without nothing. No friends. Nowheres to go.
I think I know you, Matt. Aren't you the one that served 10 years in prison for a bank robbery you didn't commit?
Hey, I'd have served 110 if they'd caught me for the ones I did commit.
You got any money?
Mister, I'm flat on a pancake.
You can't stay here.
No, I reckon not. Tell me, what's your name?
Vint Bonner.
Vint. Yeah, Vint. Tell me, Vint, how come this your town died like this?
Water. They ran out. Most everybody moved to Medina. That's a town about 10 miles from here.
Oh, Medina was never no great shakes.
Had water, and it grew. I'm going that way in the morning. I'd be glad to have you along.
Oh, it's mighty kind of you, Vint. Mighty kind. But I gotta have a little rest now. I'm plumb tuckered out.
Come on over here. Things in the sheriff's office. What do you think of that?
Ellen Larkin.
I'm gonna call the sheriff.
What? Well, you are Ellen Larkin, ain't you?
Yes, but I don't know you.
Matt! I'm Matt Harper. Matt! I'm sorry, miss, but this is Matt Harper. He used to live over in Pine Bluff a long time ago.
Oh. You must mean my mother. Her name was Ellen, too.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, by jingles. You're just as pretty as your ma. Prettier.
See? No harm done.
Of course. I'm sorry I was so angry, Mr.
Bonner, my name. Vint Bonner.
Mr. Bonner. Well, I've got to get off to work.
Yeah. Jingles, town's changed some, ain't it?
Things do, Matt.
Yeah. Sidewinders don't change none, though. They never do.
Well, come on, I'll buy you some grub.
Oh, thank you. I sure could use some.
Hello, Joe.
Well, Vint Bonner.
How you doing?
Fine. How are things to running in?
Well, not bad. We just shipped a fair-sized herd. I thought I'd come to town and spend a little money.
Well, got plenty of ways of taking it here. What's on your mind, Vint?
Say, Joe, do you remember Matt Harper?
Say, you ain't run into that old goat, have you?
Why?
Well, I just got a notice here to be on the lookout for him.
Well, I thought he was pardoned.
Well, he was. But you listen to this. The governor just signed a bill paying him $3,000 indemnity.
He what? Wait till Matt hears that. I just rode up from Pine Bluff with him.
Oh, you don't say. Well, I'll just wire him to send the papers here. Tell him to drop in, will you, Vin?
I'll do that.
Don't reckon he'll give me any trouble, do you?
Why should he?
You know, he was the best man with nitroglycerin there ever was.
Nitroglycerin, that's right powerful stuff, isn't it?
Kind of looks like water. You know there wasn't a bank vault made that he couldn't blow? I reckon he's too old now.
Yeah, let's hope so.
$3,000, that's chicken feed. I lost that in a poker game once. Didn't take me 10 minutes. I don't know, Vint. I don't... You remember that there old saloon, Pine Bluff?
Sure, I remember. Wasn't much, though.
I'd like to buy it.
What for? Nobody ever goes there.
I know, but kind of a nice idea. I could hole up there and drink my own liquor and kind of hope that maybe some of the old-timers drop in once in a while.
Well, it sounds like a good idea to me.
Hey, you know, when the man gets to be our age and time comes he wants to stop wandering, he wants to settle down, you know, stop roaming.
Well, the nice thing about that is you could do it.
Think so?
Sure. Just take that money.
What money?
That money from the state, the $3,000.
You ain't ever minded I'd take that money, are you?
Well, why not?
Why not? You locked me up for something I never done. A bank robbery I never done. If I was to take their darn money, I'd be admitting they were right. It'd be just the same as my forgiving them. And I ain't of a forgiving nature. I can keep that dang money.
Look, Matt, you could buy the saloon with it.
No, sir. The way I figure it, the state owes me a bank robbery. What you might say, one on the house.
But, Matt... Now, Matt...
He sure knew where he was heading. Straight into the bank.
Hello there.
Hello. I saw Matt come this way. I thought I better come along.
He's trying to get a loan.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid he might be doing.
He's such a nice old man. You know, it's hard to believe he was ever an outlaw.
Yeah. I'll go over and help him.
You're worried about him, aren't you? No, I'll bet you're the only friend he has.
That may be true. Of course, I'm not sure he needs one. Excuse me.
Impossible. No bank would make such a loan. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Hi, Matt.
Well, hello there, Vint.
Mr.
I
Taylor.
just been discussing getting that loan to fix up the saloon I was telling you about.
Fix up a saloon? You've been trying to get money out of the bank without any security.
Well, that's been done.
Look, Mr. Taylor, would $3,000 be enough to buy the old saloon and fix it up and stock it?
Well, yes, that would do it, but hardly be worth the investment.
Oh, Matt doesn't want much. He just wants to make enough to get by and to kind of retire and see some of his old friends.
A bad investment. The bank wants no part of it. Hey, where is he? Hey, get away from my new safe.
You know, years ago, I took me a dislike to bankers. I ain't changed none.
I know who you are.
Oh, you do you? Well,
Now,
let
look,
me tell
Matt.
you something, mister.
Matt,
I've
let's
opened
go
better
back.
boxes than this here thing blindfolded.
Let's go back to the
I wouldn't
hotel.
need
Put
me
your tape measure away.
to get into that
Just
thing.
put the tape
I could open that thing with a bottle of ketchup. I want to tell you right now.
Goodbye, Mr. Taylor. Goodbye, Ellen.
I swear to you, Vint, I only went in that there bank to see that feller about getting a loan to buy that saloon.
Oh, sure. Then you just tell me what you were doing with that measuring tape.
Oh, just force a habit, that's all. I've always been curious about safes.
So help me, Matt. If you blow that bank, we are through.
Besides, like I said, I figure I got one job owed me.
Matt, stay away from that bank.
Stay away from all banks. As a matter of fact, stay right here till I get back.
All right, I will.
Matt behaving himself?
Yeah, so far.
I'll wire it away for the papers. Reckon they'll be here on the next stage.
Good.
Vince, you act like you're worried about Matt.
Did you see those two men across the street? A tall one, kind of a blocky one. Hungry-looking Jaspers.
Tall one's Floyd Winter. The other one's Russ Cantrell. They were in prison with Matt. Bank robbers.
Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of.
Then, what makes you worry about Matt so much?
When he was arrested 10 years ago, I was riding deputy sheriff in the posse that arrested him. I helped send him up. And he wasn't guilty.
But you didn't judge him? Or convict him?
No. But let's just say I figure I owe him something in return.
Now, you gotta sign the paper and take the money.
No, sir. I ain't forgiving them for making me serve 10 years.
Don't you understand? You've gotta take the money.
No, sir. Besides, if I took it, it might interfere with some plans of my own.
Well, what do you expect me to do with it?
I don't know. But I ain't taking it off your hands. Come on, Bent, let's get out of here. Come on, Bent, doggone it.
You know those men? Now look, Matt, I got my neck stuck out far enough for you.
All right, I know them. They was in prison with me, yes.
What are they doing here?
Fixing to rob the bank.
Oh. Did you throw in with them, or did they throw in with you?
Neither. So far.
Look, Matt, won't you take the $3,000?
Look, I told you how I felt about that money now,
All right. Sheriff's got a paper for you to sign. Something you should have signed before you left prison. Here.
Well, I'll sign it.
Don't you want to read it?
I can't read. But if you say it's all right to sign it, I'll sign it. I'll make my mark. There.
Here, take this.
If you think I'm going to deliberately let Matt Harper rob the bank, you're out of your head.
Mr. Taylor, simmer down here. Have a seat, will you?
You know, I'm kind of getting it myself, Vince.
Well, I think it's a perfectly marvelous idea.
Mr. Taylor, Matt's going to rob your bank anyhow.
Now, let me see if I've got this straight. We put Matt's own $3,000 in the safe, and he'll think that he's stealing the bank.
No. Bonner, you're trying to use me to ease a bad conscience.
You can put the bank money someplace else.
I remember the robbery you helped arrest him for. You just tracked him down with a posse. You didn't identify him. None of it was your fault.
I want to help him. If he knew I was trying to help him, he wouldn't accept it, just like he won't accept the money from the state.
Vin, hasn't he recognized you?
No, I didn't stick around long. I didn't stay for the trial.
I think that's wonderful of you, Vin.
The whole idea is ridiculous.
Mr. Taylor, he's gonna blow your new safe open anyway.
I remember my mother used to say there wasn't a safe he couldn't break open.
I've heard enough.
Well, you'll do it then?
I won't have anything to do with it. If Matt blows my safe, I'll see that he goes back to prison again. And this time he'll never get out.
You got me in an awful mess, Vince. Matt signed that paper. He's got to take the money.
I'll talk to Taylor again in the morning.
Vin,
What about those two friends of Matt's?
Russ and Floyd.
Well, I don't know their names, but they've been watching the bank most of the day, and I thought maybe they'd be interested in helping, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Ellen, I'll take you home now.
Good night, Sheriff.
Night.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ellen. Has Matt been around?
Why, no.
How about his two friends?
No, you're the first person to come in so far, Vint.
I see. How is Mr. Taylor this morning?
Grumpy, as usual.
Well, I'll try again anyway. Morning, Mr. Taylor. I wanted to talk to you about that little scheme we went over last night.
I said no, and I mean no.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Over to the safe. You and your ideas.
Go on, go on. Well, I thought you'd come in with us, Matt.
Russ, get over there and help Floyd.
Get into that safe. Go on. Go on, get in there. Hey, who you pointing that gun at, Matt?
I told you two fellas to keep out of my bank, didn't I?
Why, you old... We're double-crossed.
Ellen, get the sheriff.
You young fools. You and your guns. You don't need a gun to rob a bank.
Well, Mr. Taylor, how about our scheme now?
Vint, I think I'll take me a little ride to Pine Bluff.
At night?
Sure, horses can see in the dark.
Well, thanks again for helping me today at the bank.
Oh, shucks, that wasn't nothing. I don't cotton the gunslingers nohow.
Take care of yourself.
That's just what I aim to do. Night.
Last time I saw him, he was heading for the back door.
Well, if he blows that, he'll make so much noise.
Look, he said he could open this place with a bottle of ketchup. Just relax.
Yeah. How soon?
I don't know, but I think he has to drill a couple of holes first.
But the safe ain't locked.
Maybe he doesn't know that.
Yeah, well, I guess you wouldn't expect him to know it ain't locked.
Just be calm.
Yeah. Hey, here comes Ellen and Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, it's his bank.
Come on. Come on. Get out of the way. Taylor, come on.
Nothing yet?
No, I think he just got through the back door.
I still don't like it.
Why, Mr. Taylor, the way Matt saved your bank this morning.
He didn't fool me on that. He just wanted the bank to himself.
There's a man in there robbing the bank, and we don't want him disturbed.
That's right, so get out of here.
There's a man in there robbing the bank, and they don't want him disturbed. Robbing the bank? Let's get the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff. Now, get out of here. Go on.
Oh, he's the sheriff, and there's a man robbing the bank. I don't want no more of this.
Out.
You can
get out. Go on. How long does it take him?
I don't know. I never robbed a bank before.
You sure he won't blow it open?
You didn't lock the door, did you?
No. All he has to do is turn the handle.
do is to be quiet, calm, and wait.
I've never been so excited.
One on the house.
I wish he'd hurry up. My wife gets mad when I'm late as this.
My new safe! This doggone thing wasn't even locked. Can't trust them darn bankers. New safe. Yes, you can't trust the banker.
One thing nowadays, when I want a drink, I won't have to ride all the way into Medina. There's a nice little place in a ghost town of Pine Bluff. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Chico.
Senor Boner?
¡Ayúdame a agarrar este cuerpo, condenado! ¡Espérate! ¿A dónde vas?
Pedro. Chico.
Sí, señor.
Shut that pig up. Shut him up, will you? What kind of a ruckus is this at a time like this? I got your wire a day late. What does the doctor say about Brimstone?
Sí, señor. You got here, and Pedro's very busy. Pedro got to go.
What do you touch? Pedro, come back here! Chico! Brimstone! You in there?
Hey, you, Joe Tanner.
Yes, ma'am.
Come here. Now, I ain't gonna yell too loud, 'cause you're new on the job. But where you been since sunup? I sent you up to the line shack to fix the hinges on the door, not to rebuild the whole shebang.
Yes, ma'am, I know. Well, I got to looking at them fine herds of wild horses that's running on your land up there.
And I ain't paying you top wages to stick your snoot in it on my time. Now get this horse I just shoed back to Doc Curry. And I mean move.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Vern Bonner. Well, slap my hide.
Brimstone, you're supposed to be sick. You're supposed to be dying.
Oh, you fell for it, you big jackass. I know as sure as God made little apples, I'd have to think of something good to get you back here.
And you ain't sick, and you ain't dying.
No, and shut up. I got my reasons. Well, you should have known I'm healthy as a horse. I can't even get sick.
Would you mind telling me what that's got to do with pulling me off of a good job in the middle of Roundup?
Because I'm hiring you for a job that'll pay 3 times your Roundup pay and expenses. Now, come on, and I'll...
3 times my... You can't give me all that money for what?
Would you get in there and wet your whistle and cool off? This is different, and I can't trust nobody but you. Now, come on, get in there. Come on.
You've got a grandson 12 years old in school in Boston?
Stop looking like that's a freak of nature. Even a lady blacksmith can have a grandson.
I didn't mean anything, Brimstone.
Before Buckshot died, I promised him if our kid ever had any of her own, I'd do right by him if I had to hock my boots.
No offense intended, Brimstone. I remember about your daughter dying. And her husband a year later.
But you didn't know about him killing himself when his kid was a year old. Because he couldn't handle getting poor. What's wrong with Sylvester Cromwell III getting the chance to be a gent like his old man? Education, the works.
Nothing, Brimstone. I only thought that...
You ain't got time to think. You gotta be in Santa Fe in 2 days to meet that kid Strange.
Santa Fe's 80 miles away. What are you talking about, 2 days?
2 days. Now come on out to the wash house and get a bath. It'll wake you up. Now that Doc Curry talked me into bringing the kid here, we're gonna be on schedule. Now come on.
What's Curry got to do with me? Why doesn't he meet the train in 2 days?
Because he's too blasted old to chase trains. Now get! Tell you all about it when I scrub your back.
Well, son, suppose we get acquainted. It's gonna be a long ride.
The Cromwells never fraternized with their employees. However, you may tell me about my grandmother. How literate is she?
How, which?
Literate. It means educated, cultured.
Oh. Well, I doubt if she can compete with the Cromwells on that score. But she's human as all get out. For instance, she's sacrificed a great deal to get Doc Curry to handle that $2,000 to send back to you each year for your schooling. And I got a hunch that underneath all that brimstone...
You need not proceed. I just wanted to verify the suspicions I had when I heard the driver refer to her as Madame Brimstone. Be assured I'm thoroughly capable of coping with the situation.
Well, my dear, we have succeeded admirably in duplicating my room at Oxford when I was a boy. Now, if you would consent to marry me.
Now, don't start that hogwash again.
But, my dear Madam Brim, there is so much that we could do together for the boy's upbringing.
Yeah, with my money and your brains.
But, my dear...
Look, it's one thing letting you mooch liquor out of me, but if you don't stop talking matrimony, I'm going to run you clear to Frisco.
But you do me an injustice, madam. I only want to be your humble servant.
Then lay off the firewater. I don't want you soused when my grandson gets here. Chico. Pedro, come on, we got company. Tanner! Get over to town and round up Doc Curry and the Englishman. And if Cedric's soused again, get Doc to sober him up. Come on.
Pedro, get these things, will you? Brim, I want to talk to you about,
Oh, Vinny's beautiful. Just beautiful. Slap my eye.
You have the stench of a stable. You live in a pig pen. Let me go, you big bully! Let me go! You ignorant barbarian! Let me go, you big bully! Let me go!
Now you listen to me, you snooty little brat. Just look at this room your grandma fixed up for you. I ought to tan your hide.
Senor, don't hurt him. Please, Senor. You shut up. No scared little foreigner has to intercede for me.
It's all right, Chico. You're a good boy. He'll find out. Now, when you're able to act like a gentleman and apologize to your grandma and to Chico, you can come out. Come on, Chico. Pedro, where's Brimstone?
She's out back, senor. Pedro's very worried.
Take that stuff up to his room, but don't talk to him.
Si, senor.
Brimstone, you in there? Anything wrong?
Anything wrong with taking a bath?
No. Need any help?
No. And lay off that kid. I'll handle him. I got another job for you.
Now look, Brimstone, you know I got a job up north.
Get saddled up. You're trotting over to Phoenix to hire me a blacksmith. A man blacksmith.
All right. See you in a couple of days. I got back a day later and I figured the place had undergone a renovating that even smelled good. Not a pig or a hen in sight. Only thing I didn't like was the way that two-bit Englishman was still hanging around.
Ah, welcome back, Mr. Bonner.
I should have thought Scotland Yard would have caught up with you by now.
Really, Bonner? It's refreshing the way you Westerners josh a fellow.
Yes.
I was just studying Master Sylvester's thesis on the Darwin theory of evolution.
That figures.
He's a genius. His brilliance amazing. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll conclude my study at the boy's desk.
Well, it's about time you got here.
Mrs. B.J. Brim. I must say you look a lot better on the end of a broom than you do over a hot forge.
Mrs. B.J. Brim is still stupid and you can't scrub that off. Now, did you find me a blacksmith?
Yes, ma'am. He'll be here next week. The boy hasn't changed.
No, and he isn't gonna. You look tired. Why don't you sit down? I'll get you something to eat.
May I try? Chico is a pretty good fighter, too. His Indian friends over at the reservation teach him. Then we start well matched. I think so. Only the meetings might make the difference. Nonsense. You get used to them. All good fighters do. If you win, I'll give you my gold medal. I was the champion at Haddon Hall. That one pinned on your robe, amigo? Yes. If you win. Now get over there and we'll start. Where, amigo? Where do I stand? Right over here.
Did he apologize?
Oh, he acted like they were yanking all his molars out, but he did. Ain't his fault. I even tried to bribe him.
How?
I'd told him that I'd make him richer than the Cromwells ever was. That someday he'd get all this land, the whole works. Besides the 25,000 cash that I piled up. I even showed him my hiding place for it. Know what he said? He popped off I'd be a lot smarter to keep it in the bank. Cooked my goose.
He's got a point. And Brim, you're not the first person in the world to try and buy someone else's love.
He's smart enough to know that.
Yeah. He hasn't talked to me since. He don't talk to nobody but the Englishman. That's why you're going to take him out of here on the first stage tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Where's the boy now?
Oh, he's out there fooling around with that boxing business.
Look, maybe he just enjoys being top gun around here. What that boy needs is a little whittling down to size. Let me try.
Hey, don't you go to whittling too hard or I'll come out there and skin your hide.
Well, it's very good, Sylvester.
It was inevitable.
Well, after an exhibition of your style, how about a sporting comparison with Chico's frontier style? Seems only fair.
Si, senor. Chico is ready.
You wouldn't be scared, would you?
Certainly not. It's a scientific fact that a superior intelligence can triumph over anything. How do we proceed?
Well, since we don't have a bell, I'll just get off a shot for between rounds and you ready, Chico?
Si, senor. Oh, do I get the gold medal if I win?
I don't know. Does he get the gold medal?
Certainly. I'm not a welcher.
Chico, you get the medal. Now, back off. Everybody ready?
Bono, what's going on?
Stone, let him alone. Let the whittling take its course.
You pig! Get up, amigo, or I win now. I'll kill you, you ignorant pig! Padre mío, I win!
Sí, mi muchacho.
Do I get the medal now, senor?
Well, Chico, I guess you do. Senor Chico Alvarez, it gives me great honor to give you the Gold Medal Award for Haddon Hall.
Let me go! I'm no baby. Barbarians. Savages. I hate all of you. You can keep your land and your money. I don't want you for my grandmother.
You and your whittling.
Look, Brimstone, take it easy. The kid'll come around.
He's right, my dear. Let me go to him. We're friends. I can make him understand.
Oh, you can try if you want to, but it won't do no good. You heard how he hates me. Tomorrow morning, you're going to be on that stage with that boy.
Brimstone, are you sure you can trust Maybury?
I'd be sunk without him right now while you're making things worse with your blasted whittling.
Senor, I only tried very hard to be his friend, too. I don't want the medal if it keeps him unhappy.
You keep it, Chico. After all, you earned it.
Ah, Sylvester, my boy, I know how you feel. I wish I could run away with you.
Why can't we? Please take me away from this place. Please take me away.
Of course, my boy. We'll go away tonight when everyone's asleep.
But we must be very, very cautious. Oh, come on, boy. We can't keep my friend waiting at the line shack with the buckboard ready to take us to Phoenix. Hurry up with your bag.
All right, sir.
No, muchacho, you mustn't run away. Where's the buckboard?
There isn't any buckboard, little man.
What are you doing here?
Waiting for you to sit down, little man.
What does he mean?
Exactly as he says. You are going to sit in that chair and tell us where grandmother is hiding her money.
I will not. That is her secret. She trusted me with it.
We haven't got all night. Maybe you'd better tell him what might happen to Grandma. If he don't talk, and fast.
You wouldn't dare hurt her. Let me go! You traitor!
Now, you will tell us quickly, so that Tanner can go and find the money quietly. If you don't, he'll go anyway. We'll take care of grandmother in her sleep. Then we'll take our time finding the money.
Don't hurt her. Promise you won't hurt her. It's under the floor of the wash house. Behind the bathtub.
I'll be back pronto. We'll head for the border.
Now, let this be a lesson to you, little man. Never trust your co-conspirator out of your sight, especially when there's a lot of money. Now, I'm going to lock the door. If you don't want anything to happen to your dear grandmother, you stay here and be very quiet.
Senora, the muchacho loves you. He does, senora. The muchacho loves
told you.
Chico, start over and slower.
He had to tell them where your money was, because he said they would kill you and find out anyway. I saw through the window, Senora. He tried to keep your secret because he said you trusted him.
Oh, girl, don't cry. Oh, look at you. How are you? Are you all right? You're all dirty. Your clothes.
Well, Grandma, I reckon I like it.
This was the Rancho Verdes, the biggest spread south of the Rio Grande. It was owned and run by Don Tomas, whose family owned this place since the days of Coronado. He wouldn't send for me unless he was in real trouble.
Slowly, Fernando, slowly. We must not rush the freedom of this ancient one.
Don Tomas.
Mi amigo, I knew you would not fail me.
Well, it didn't sound like an invitation I could turn down.
It is not exactly a fiesta. But it can wait. You look as if you have accumulated half the dust in Mexico. Fernando, Senor Bonner will have a hot bath. And a glass of Madeira to make us comfortable.
That'll be fine.
Senor Bonner, my trouble is like this wine. For many years, you take care of it tenderly. Then you allow it to get out of its bottle. Look at the color. Perfect. Taste, the bouquet. It is what I expect from this family of grape. Unless it picks up a flaw from something outside.
Don Tomas, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Senor Bonner, you must be tired. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Senor Bonner. It is my son Ramon. That is why I sent for you.
Oh, I see. Something or someone outside is spoiling your son?
It is so simple to say, yet so big a trouble. He rides with the devil.
I understand the devil's a pretty tough hombre to tangle with.
Carlo. A boy now, perhaps, but tomorrow, quien sabe, a wild one. A small one with big ideas. He calls himself El Diablo.
Your boy has fallen in bad company, is that it?
Ramon is high-spirited, yes. But he is not evil. But he will be evil if he continues to follow Perez.
You have laws down here. Why not let them take care of Perez?
Senor Bonner, Mexican law is like the American law. Someone must catch the thief first. No one can catch Perez. As far as we know, Perez and the others, they have chased a few cows, frightened a few parents. No one complains. What can the comandante do?
Well, if you excuse me, it sounds to me like some youngsters sowing some wild oats.
Senor Bonner, I have a feeling, an instinct. Ramon is having a good laugh now. But what if Perez leads him to spill blood?
Mm-hmm. Where would I find this devil of yours?
I do not want you merely to find him. I want you to discredit him, to show Ramon the foolishness of it all.
How?
I want you to ride with the devil.
Me, a gringo, ride with a Mexican wild bunch?
Not as a gringo, as a caballero. Don Juan de Lada of Sonora. Ay, caballero.
Don Juan de Lara. A sus órdenes, señor.
You know, when you find Perez at the hotel, your appearance alone will be a challenge to him.
Of course. I shall tell him that he is but a candle to my sunlight.
Do not treat him too carelessly. He might strike before he rattles.
You realize, Don Thomas, that I might have to use these.
Mi amigo, if you have to use the pistol, I know there will be a good reason for it.
Thank you very much. Here, senor, take my horse.
Míralo. Hey, you missed.
See, on purpose. I will take it.
You know, children should not play with knives. Or with guns. They can get hurt.
Vamos a ver de qué se trata. Don Juan de Lada of Sonora. Welcome, senor, to our fair city.
Don Caballero. Muchas gracias. And I would like one of your best rooms.
Oh, you know. Well, listen to the senor. He takes me for the proprietor. He's a joker.
See?
He will pay you, senor, to look at me before opening your big mouth.
I'm looking. In these days, guns do not care who wears them. Patron, some of your very best wine, por favor.
Oh, the best room, the best wine. You think, senor, maybe you deserve this?
Of course. I say to myself, Juan, if you have the best wine, and the best room, and the best of everything, this makes me the best.
Well, I don't need anybody to tell me that I am the best. The senor won't appreciate this. We'll leave it for the cat.
Para el gatito.
I see. The cats in this town have better taste than the people, no?
Call your temper. We don't want any killing. Allow me to introduce myself, senor. I am Ramon Verdes. Maybe you heard of my friends, Senor Carlos Perez and Senor Don Salvador Costa.
No, these names mean nothing to me.
If you stay here a little longer, senor, you won't be able to hear any other names.
There is only one name I wish to hear. That is El Diablo. Why should I talk to a youth who has just taken a blade to his face?
So you wish to bailar con El Diablo?
No. I do not wish to dance with El Diablo. I wish to ride with him.
But first we must have a little dance.
Qué bueno. Let him go, Carlos. He doesn't know what he says.
But he has a big mouth. Grande, muy grande. You see, we who ride with El Diablo have a little game. It's a little dance. And you must try before you can ride with us.
Without the música?
Oh. This is the orchestra. Bueno.
How do you play this game?
Oh, you stand over here in the middle of the floor while I aim at your feet. But if you move, El Diablo won't want you. And then you won't have any toes to walk on.
Oh, I see. It is a test of valor, no?
We play this game many times, and only the best man stays till the finish.
Oh, well, I am the best. So let us play by all means.
We'll be ashamed to spoil your beautiful goods, senor.
You are not very close, senor.
Be a fool standing still, not knowing that I am El Diablo, the best shot anywhere.
Oh, so you are El Diablo. Such a little devil. The devil business must be very poor this year. But you are wrong. You are not the best shot. I am the best shot. Now that we have danced, senor, when do we ride?
Ramon! Salvador! The only ride you will take, senor, is out of my town. The same road that brought you in will take you out. We don't want any strangers riding with us. So get out.
Ándese, afuera.
Luego.
Afuera, afuera. Afuera, pronto. Afuera contigo.
Perdone, señor. Perdone. Adiós, little devil.
Just keep riding.
Sí.
What was the shooting I've heard?
The stranger, Comandante. The one who just left. He got careless. Come on, let's look at the countryside.
You're sure you feel all right, Chiquita?
I have never felt better, Tonio. You act as if I'm the first woman who ever learned she is to be a mother.
You can't blame me. In town, the doctor only slapped me on the back and said not to worry. But why shouldn't I worry? I was never a father before.
All right, Papacito.
You should have let me help you.
If my first visit to Doctor's is to you, I wonder what will happen on the day our son is born.
I will stand on top of our house and crow over the whole countryside.
Hey, what do we got here?
Buenos días, señores.
Listen to this hombre. Buenos días, señores. Why do you block the road?
The road is clear. We only stopped to rest.
There's too many people on this road. And I, El Diablo, says that it is blocked.
You are right. Let us get on our way.
Where are your manners? Got some wine here. You will drink with me.
One drink, senor, then we must be on our way.
Carlos, let it go!
One drink and one kiss.
Carlos, hold your temper!
Stop.
Get out of here!
Suéltame!
Tranquilate! Why, you...
You I don't know. Or you. But you, Ramon Verdes.
Are you sure, senora? How can you be so sure? Comandante. Comandante, are you positive my son Ramon is involved?
More than that, Don Tomas. Accused.
Who accuses him?
The woman.
Senora, you saw who killed your husband? We are trying to bring the guilty one to justice. Think carefully. An innocent man's life might be at stake. Who did it?
Ramon Verdes. Ramon Verdes.
To all our questions, the same answer. A very sad duty for me, Don Tomas.
She is in no condition to answer questions.
True. But I am an officer of the law, not a doctor. My duty is to bring back Don Ramon. I do not care for such a job. But the law is the law.
Tomas, we had better find your son before they...
I agree, mi amigo, but how?
The young ones will be looking for the Commandante and his men, not for us. It may give us a chance. Let us try.
Be dark in about a half hour.
Si, senor. We will not be able to follow them.
Well, we can follow them all right. It'll be slower. They're headed north, probably going for the border. Don't worry, we'll find them.
Qué bonita la chamaca, ¿verdad?
That's the... Here. Hey, nobody's following us. Stop acting like a tiger in a cage.
I was just thinking about my father, Don Tomas. How I disappoint him.
It's too late for you to start thinking now. I'll do the thinking for all of us.
Sail's real plain. They're young. From now on, be careful. Let me go first. And stay low.
Animals. They only hunt at night. And so I say, we're real bandidos now. So let us live like bandidos. El Diablo and his men. We will sweep the countryside. We will take wealth and everything when we find it.
Carlos, we are in enough trouble now. I want no more of this. No robbing, no killing.
Sure. We're in big trouble now. A man has been killed. We can be hanged for this. But they cannot hang us again if we rob a bank or two.
Maybe we'll not be hanged if we go back. But if we tell how everything happened, we was just drinking. There was a fight. Quien sabe, the commandant is a good man. He will listen.
A full confession. It We'll save all our lives.
I knew you will come to your senses.
They never left me. You just made him a little sharper. But you will make the confession.
I confess? To what?
What? To the killing of that poor hombre. The woman recognized you, and I saw you pull the trigger. And so did Salvador. Didn't you, Salvador?
Whatever you say, Carlos.
Take it easy, Don Thomas.
El diablo. To think I follow such a stupid one. But once I am in the Commandante's hands, I will tell the truth. He will listen to me.
So I'm stupid, huh? But not as stupid as a dead man.
I'll circle to the other side. When I give the signal, come out.
Oh, I forgot. You are a Verdes. And between you and Don Tomas, the law will listen. But if Salvador and I hand over your body, regretfully, sadly, saying that you forced us into violence, just a couple of youth trying to have fun.
Shoot, and go to the devil.
Don't be in such a hurry, my amigo. First we'll have a little dance. Another bailar con el diablo. First I'll shoot your feet. One bullet on each one. Then your knees. Oh, and when you're kneeling like a bull before a toreador, the moment of truth, right here. Salvador, remember, we had to shoot Ramon because he killed against our wishes.
No, Perez, no.
Muerte!
You filthy beast.
The old Verdes coat himself. Wonderful, Don Tomas. Always the caballero grande. I like that.
Is this a private dance? Or can anyone join? Drop the gun.
No, Salvador. We will not kill you.
Oh, senor, please don't kill me. I'm sorry. Don't kill me, senor, please. I'm sorry.
Like I said, you are a very little devil.
Steady hand, Fernando. A steady hand, that is all you need to keep the dregs where they belong. These modern times. Soon the art of decanting will be lost. To you, caballero, who has given me back my steady hand and my son.
You should also drink to the Commandante for releasing your son to your custody. And I better get out of these clothes before I forget how to talk United States.
No. You keep these clothes. Fernando already has put your clothes in your saddlebag.
Well, thank you.
A safe journey.
And now, so long, friend.
Vaya con Dios, caballero.
day I rode into Ledge, there was a kind of hysteria in the air, as though a whole town were coming apart at the seams.
With snow, this could be Christmas.
Yeah, they're busy, all right. Well, you might say we was trimming a tree. We're going to have a hanging.
Men happy over a hanging?
Oh, they're just noisy at the prospect of some excitement. Who are you looking for, mister?
I mean Bob Cavis. I understand he has a cabin outside of town.
You a friend of Cavis?
I'm a friend.
Well, Bob's took himself a room in town. About where you see that little knot of men down there.
Law and Ledge, we're going to have law and no nonsense.
Right.
You Sheriff Duncan?
He ain't here. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for a friend of mine, Bob Cavis.
How come you ain't dressed in black?
It's the second time I've asked about Cavis without getting a straight answer. Where is Sheriff Duncan?
Tom Duncan, the best man this town ever had, was shot dead by your friend.
Can't believe that.
Then come to the trial. Maybe that'll convince you.
When is the trial?
About an hour. It ain't proper to hang a man at least to have a trial. Times is civilized.
Pretty soon you'll all be wearing hard collars.
Your friend's through that door. Sleepy gun.
You taken a liking to a cage?
Why not? After 10 years of it, it feels almost like home.
Did you kill Tom Duncan?
No.
Who did?
How should I know? I wasn't even at the cabin.
Tom Duncan wasn't shot at the cabin. He was shot on the trail into town. He had been to your cabin, and a set of footprints followed him out of your cabin. And your rifle was found close by.
You've got it all figured out, ain't you, mister?
The whole town's got it figured out. You've got 5 minutes, stranger, unless you want a place in here yourself.
All right, Bob. Let's have the whole thing.
Look, Vint, ride along. There's nothing you can do.
What does that mean?
I'm tired.
If you didn't do it, you don't have to pay for it.
Don't care much anymore, one way or the other.
You mean you'd let them hang you for a murder you didn't commit?
I didn't do anything at Ellsworth, neither.
Oh, no, nothing much. You just got drunk with Billy McGill and these boys the night they shot up the bank. You got caught asleep at their camp. Oh, you were lucky. You got 10 years free room and board. Billy and his boys got the rope.
Yeah, I sure had a lot of luck. My wife died the year I was sent away. I got a 12-year-old boy I don't hardly know. Look, Vint, twice. I don't see nothing, I don't hear nothing, I don't do nothing. But the law comes around just the same. Well, they won't be around anymore.
I didn't know you had a boy. Where is he?
Up the cabin, I reckon. Don't worry on him.
What's going to happen to him?
He'll make out. He's a kid. Kids make out.
Oh, sure. Scar on the heart doesn't show.
Boss told me about you.
You don't believe your father did it, do you, Andy?
I don't know. Pa won't even let me see him. All I know is what the kids say in the Everett family. They took me in. They're good, but I don't want to listen to what they say about my father.
Your father didn't kill Sheriff Duncan.
It's hard living on only what you hear. I wish you'd just let me see him.
Your pa didn't do it.
Well, who did?
I don't know. But I'm going to try and find out, and you're going to help me.
Can I, Mr. Bonner? Can I, please?
Sure, boy. But we got to prove it. And we got to prove it legal. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We'll make it a fair fight, you and me.
I wish I could just see him, though.
Give him time, boy. Give him time.
Hey, now, who's going to be the prosecutor?
Yeah, that's right. So what?
The man that tells why you hang him.
Yeah.
Now, if it's going to be done legal, we got to have a prosecutor.
That's right.
I had been to Denver, and they have a
right. We have to have a prosecutor.
Now, sure, who's it going to be?
Why, Frank Kohler here. Who else? He's the only one who can pronounce a dang word. Besides that, we all owe him money.
Okay, Frank's prosecutor. Now we're going to need a judge. How about Doc Martin here? He's been to school.
He's a doctor. Besides, he can't see the ground with two looks.
Gentlemen, did I hear a request for my services?
Steady, Doc. The man don't need a boil, Lance. But you might take a look at his neck later.
Well, let's start her off. Judge Martin, you're benched, sir.
Doc!
Pete, tell Hyde to bring Cavis in.
Listen to him cackle. The hanging's solemn. No need to be taken on, screaming and drinking.
You're a stripe different, huh?
I'm the hangman. Oh, they don't think much of me. I'm just a little piece of dirt that best roll over or get stepped on. But I've been important. I worked my rope in some of the biggest towns.
Hey, this court is now in session.
Frank, we oughtn't to start now. It's supposed to be a newspaper fella from Cooper City.
This ain't a sideshow, Hyde. Let's try to have some semblance of a trial.
Oh, but we needed some girls, like Justice. I seen her picture once. She's a stand-up, handsome woman.
Come, Cavis. Stand up to the bar. It's liable to be your last chance.
Go on, Mr. Prosecutor.
I'll be brief. Tom Duncan went down to see Bob Cavis. Pike here heard him say he was going. Right, Pike?
That's a fact, Frank. He told me he's...
Cavis wore a jail suit for 10 years down in Kansas. Lawman's got a right to check on the next con.
Tom and Cavis must have quarreled about something. At any rate, Duncan had hardly left the cabin when Cavis ghost him on the trail. The tracks showed it plain. Now, you tell the rest, Ross.
Well, I found Tom dead. Blood was still warm in him. I followed the trail back to the cabin, and there it was. Cavis. Cabin was all tore up, but the rifle was still warm, with an empty shell in the chamber.
I guess that about does it. You want to declare sentence, Judge?
I declare a round of drinks on the house. Yeah! Speed this malefactor on his last journey.
This isn't any trial. It's a drunken farce. This man's innocent.
You think so, stranger?
The law thinks so. He's innocent until proven guilty. You haven't even given him a chance to plead.
What's the verdict, Judge? We want it, and we want it now.
Hang him by the neck tomorrow morning until he's dead.
I don't care if you've done it. Just please let me see you, Pa. You're the one who wants my father dead. You'd like to try that again?
Give me the knife. Give me the knife. I'm going home. Do as I say, going home.
little bobcat.
He's of his father's pelt.
You know, we ought to trim his claws.
The boy's wrong. But I don't blame him. Here.
I hate them. Them in their courts. I'd like to...
Kill him?
They deserve it.
Andy, I told you what we did had to be legal.
And what they do, that doesn't have to be illegal. Is that it?
It's what we do that's important.
You know, that's easy to say. But when this thing is finished, you're gonna ride off in your pony. And I'm gonna stay here with the people who killed my father. Now, how do you think I'm gonna feel, Mr. Bonner?
Look, Andy, I know how you feel. But it's the law that counts, not the kind of law they're using. There's more to it. It's come down for hundreds of years. It's all we've got. What we do has to be done the legal way.
Well, what do we do, Mr. Bonner?
I've got some questions. I'm going out and find some answers. Now, Andy, you stay here.
I want to see my dad.
Says he ain't interested. Don't want to see it.
I know. I still want to see him.
All right, go ahead. You both deserve each other.
What you doing here, boy?
I got something. It's the sheriff's. I slipped it out of his holster while he was in here. I could have shot him, but I figured you'd want to do that.
I see, Karras? Just leave your gun.
Where'd you get this?
It's hides. I sneaked it out of his holster.
Andy, go on home.
Go on. Do like Mr. Bonner says, son. He said he'd have killed Hyde himself, only he thought I'd want to do it.
After that trial, what could he think?
After tomorrow morning, he won't have to think about it.
Just the rest of his life. You give up, and I don't know a better way to tip that boy the wrong way.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're stubborner than a bush steer, and you're feeling sorry for yourself. It takes a tough man to be a father.
How many sons you got, Bonner?
None, I'm sorry to say.
You can have Andy.
What?
Take him, Vint. You can help him.
If you're hung tomorrow morning, I'd be afraid to take him.
All right, Vint. What can I do?
First, do you have any idea who did it?
No.
Well, then give me something to work on. Guess. Think. How about that hangman?
Pike. He ain't got the gravel to kill with a gun. He likes a man blindfolded with his arms tied. Besides, Tom Duncan was his brother. He's just a buzzard circling for the feast.
Then how about Coulter?
Owns everything in town but the air. But he hired Tom. Ain't likely he'd want him killed. That Ross Hyde now, I wouldn't introduce him to a cobra.
What did he do before Tom was killed?
Well, he was Tom's deputy. I don't know him well. I heard of him up in the Johnson War. He rode with Tom Horn.
He said when he found you that the cabin was all torn up. Why?
I don't know why. I was out back chopping wood. I heard the shot and I run up to the cabin. It was already tore up. And then Hyde come and took me.
Why would the cabin be ransacked?
Looking for something, maybe.
Was the money from the bank robbery ever found?
Word was that a strong box with $30,000 disappeared. Buried in a canyon, I suppose, with a tribe of Indians hunkered over it. You know how stories build.
And there's always a map. You were the last man left alive in that robbery.
What did I tell you? He's got it on him right there in his belt.
Sheriff Hyde says you or the boy slipped his gun to give it to Cavis.
Don't get nervous. If we were going to use it, we wouldn't have waited for you to call out the home guard.
The boy took it, and I took it from him. He had a very strange idea. He didn't want to see his father hung for something he didn't do. Make sense, Coulter?
What makes sense, Bonner, is that since you came to Ledge, the boy's dangerous.
And we're not just suggesting this, we're going to tell you.
You take that boy and the both of you right out of this town.
Does he get a chance to say goodbye to his father?
He'll get a chance.
And you tell that kid no more tricks. We'll be watching him.
I'll do that. And you watch. Andy, that little trick you played with a gun bought us 2 tickets south tonight. We've got only one chance to save your father.
What do we do, Mr. Bonner?
It's a slim chance, but we'll have to take it. It's dangerous. It depends on you. Now, we'll need a piece of paper and an old envelope. The older, the better. Now, listen carefully.
Stove tomorrow morning, Ross. No need to stage and hang it too early.
Bonner. Just hold it right there. All right, go ahead. Come on. Give it up.
Yeah, that's right. Pa, we're riding out, Mr. Bonner and me.
Together? You two? Good. You got yourself a new pa. Now, you mind what he says?
But he says you didn't do it. That they're killing you for hate. Like they killed that fella in the book.
What book? You know I don't read books.
The church book, Pa. The one we're all living by. The Everetts, the school marm, Frank Coulter, Pike Duncan, and Ross Hyde.
You read that book, son?
No, it's too long and full of queer names. But I learned a little bit of it. They teach it to us in school.
What you learned out of it?
Well, I learned that thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. And I learned that thou shalt not kill.
Get it over with, kid. We ain't got all night.
I got something for you, Pa. I found it in the cabin.
Thanks, son.
It ain't much. Bye, Pa. In case I don't see you anymore.
Wait a minute. Here, you take this, boy. Open it after tomorrow. May make up to you for some of the things I never give you.
Right there. Get your hands up on it. Both hands. High, real high. Now you can turn around.
It ain't Ross Hyde. It's Pike Duncan.
Come here, boy. Come over here. Hurry up. You're a nice boy. Too bad you ain't gonna get a chance to grow up. Now I'll take that map.
What map?
The map to the Ellsworth Bank money? Oh, yes. Brother Tom got a confidential wire on it last week from the Ellsworth Marshal. $30,000 in a box. And it's all mine now. That's enough money to make a man grow wide as a mountain and shine like the sun.
And you killed your brother for it.
Well, you're a wise one, ain't you, Bonner?
Shot him in the back.
Yes, I shot him. He caught me going through the cabin looking for it, and he yelled. He yelled at me. He yelled he was ashamed to have me for a brother, and I killed him with Cavis's gun. But not just for the map. I hated Tom Duncan. I hated him. He always got the favors, and I got the scraps. Big. He was big. He was big as Cape Rock. And me down low, cold in the shadow. All right. Now you give me the map.
Give him the map, Andy.
Blank. Ain't no map. Why, you see the little...
Judge of people. Thought I'd seen most every kind of crook, too. That is, until I met some of the strange new residents of a town called Happy Hollow. I'd ridden across one state and a territory to help Aldrich Newton celebrate 20 years in newspapering. Happy Hollow didn't look so very happy. And old Newt's newspaper, the Happy Hollow Harbinger, didn't look so good either.
Hello, Vince. Am I glad to see you?
What in the world happened?
You're just in time for the wake.
Well, is this the way you celebrate 20 years of newspaper?
Vint, I just crusaded myself right out of business.
Tell me about it.
Remember Blair Weeks?
Sure, I remember him. He used to do all his arguing with a six-shooter.
Oh, he's come up in the world.
Even as a pair of hired guns working for him. Yep, he's got this town right in the palm of his hand.
Well, how about you? Anybody on your side? The sheriff? The mayor?
The sheriff? The mayor? You take a mayor with expensive taste, he needs a mansion more than we need a schoolhouse. You take a sheriff with an appetite like a horse, he needs a hotel more than we need a jail. And you take a judge who fights the roulette table by the hour, he needs a gambling house more than we need a church.
Who's doing the pay?
Costs the people $5,000. That's why I went in a crusade.
Anyone backing you up?
Oh, the town's in my side, all right, but when the mayor hired Blair Weeks to see him through the election, the whole town ducked for cover.
When is the election?
Took place last week. Got themselves re-elected by due process of crime. Thought I had him cornered last Friday. I printed a letter from the governor thanking the Harbinger for reporting the grave state of affairs here in Happy Hollow and promising to send a special investigator.
When is he due in?
He isn't. Governor didn't write the letter. I did. Now I'm out of business.
I helped you put old Horace Greeley together here, remember?
Yeah, you was just a youngster.
And I don't want to see it shut up. Any more than I want to see you shut up.
Won't be easy, Vint.
You used to tell me that nothing good ever comes easy, remember?
Vint, I have a feeling we might hold that celebration after all.
Let's get this place straightened up.
It was Bent Bonner. I know how he looks and I know how he shoots.
Well, the trouble with our sheriff is ever since old Newt pulled his bluff about that special investigator coming down here from the Capitol.
How do you know it was a bluff? Like I was saying before the judge interrupted us, Bent Bonner's a sight more to worry about than any special investigator.
Blair Weeks has 2 hole cards. Bonner's got none.
Go fetch Bonner.
You mean Blair Weeks, don't you?
No, you fool, Bonner. Now go on.
You know, if you was behind the roulette wheel, I'd say you were fixing for a crooked spin.
I sure am. I'm hiring Bonner to get rid of Blair Weeks for me.
Well, what for?
Because I want my town back.
Oh, so if Bonner does win out, he'll move right in like Blair did.
That's where you're wrong. Bonner's got an itchy saddle. He can't stand to be tied down anywhere.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, daughter.
You're perspiring again. Now, has somebody been making you nervous?
Oh, go upstairs. I'm expecting a visitor.
A man?
What did you think, a horse?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I'm very upset. You'll have to stay out of his sight.
You know, it might just as well be a horse, after all.
The way old Newt accepted the mayor's invite for me, I knew he must have something up his sleeve. Trouble was, I didn't know what. Only thing I could do was kind of feel my way through the situation.
I'm Mayor Love, Mr. Bonner. Welcome to Happy Hollow.
Thank you. I've already been welcomed.
Well, come on in. Come on in. Oh, Judge Adams, I want you to meet Bent Bonner.
Well, how are you?
Hello, Judge.
Has Newton told you about us?
Oh, foul slander. Open and shut case or open and shut case.
I heard about you boys up at the Capitol.
How are things at the Capitol, Mr. Bonner?
Rena, we're talking business.
I know. Go to your room and don't interrupt.
Well, getting back to old Newt.
He thinks we're in league with one Blair Weeks and his gunman.
When the truth of the matter is, we have to submit to them or they'd ravage our town.
Oh, we put up with a lot.
You just give me one good deputy, like yourself, and I'd show 'em who's boss around here.
Or even a marshal of Mr. Bonner's caliber.
The job pays better.
Yes, and a marshal of Mr. Bonner's caliber could name his own price.
And rate a bonus, maybe.
I see. Well, it sounds like a job for a good man. I've got one.
Tell Blair it's got to look like a personal quarrel. I don't want Bonner's death traced to me.
If only he'd have seen things our way.
Yes, he seems so nice. Coming from the Capitol and all.
Well, he isn't nice.
The Capitol? That's why he went direct to Aldrich Newton. He's the special investigator.
The special investigator?
Well, I still think he's nice.
He's come back.
Rita, upstairs. Oh, it's you.
We thought you was Vint Bonner coming back.
He's the special investigator.
So that's what he was doing at the Harbinger, huh? We'll have to take care of him.
But you killed Bonner, and the cavalry hit Happy Hollow like a swarm of locusts.
That's right.
Oh, will you stop digging our graves? We're a long way from being dead.
What do you got in mind?
My daughter.
Serena? No, you don't.
It's only temporary until we've got Bonner hooked.
You, wouldn't have said the same thing about me?
Now, look, you can't kill a special investigator and get away with it. And if we let him investigate, we're sunk. Rena's my only chance.
Why not bribe him?
Not until Rena softened him up.
All right, we'll try it.
Then here's the play. Now, first, you've got to make him think that he scared you out of town.
Bonner?
Yes. Then circle back here and hide in my cellar.
Why?
Well, because I want you near. You'll know what's going on.
I'll buy it. But only until noon tomorrow.
That's mighty short rope.
10 minutes after 12, and it'll be like the judge said. You wish the cavalry had come.
Takes the weight of the world right off my shoulders.
What do you suppose made Blair Weeks and his men leave town?
Why, he saw Vint Bonner and got scared. It's that simple.
There's Bonner himself.
Oh, Happy Hollow owes you a vote of thanks, Mr. Bonner.
Well, that jail is as broken down as your office.
Yep, you can break out of one as easy as you can break into the other.
Now, I know what you're thinking, but with Blair Weeks gone, I can talk freely.
I'm not interested.
Mayor's entitled to respect, Vint.
That's right nice of you, Newt.
Will you come to my house alone?
Of course he will.
Judge Adams wanted to see you.
Oh, he did, eh? I'll be with you directly, Mr. Bonner. Now, you make yourself right at home.
Why, it's Mr. Bonner. Hello. I'm Serena. Papa said I could be very friendly with you. Would you like to kiss my hand?
Afraid I'm not the type.
Well, whatever type you are, I like it. Don't you think I'm pretty?
Yes, you're pretty.
I think that all girls should be soft and nice. All over. Don't you? None of my ribs show. Sit down. I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't like this town, and I'd like to get away, but, well, it's so difficult for a single girl and all.
Well, while you're talking, let's be completely honest. I don't like the town either. But your father made it what it is. Why? And where do you fit in?
Do you have any money?
Money? No, I don't.
Oh, that's too bad. But I suppose some men are like that. I mean, until they find the right girl.
Why, maybe you're right.
Well, you two getting acquainted, I see.
Papa, Mr. Bonner hasn't a cent to his name.
Look, Mayor, I'm going to be frank with you. You collected money for a new jail.
We did.
And a schoolhouse.
Just what our town needs.
And a church.
Well, Blair Weeks absconded with the funds.
That's right, every blasted cent.
You say Mr. Bonner has no money?
He just told me so himself.
Now, gentlemen, did you ever hear of such a thing? A man of influence without money?
Well, no.
Well, do something about it. Oh, Rena, weren't you and Mr. Bonner going for a ride?
Nobody said anything about it.
He means he doesn't like me.
But I think it might be a very nice idea.
Oh, I think it would be a lovely idea.
Now, don't you worry about hurrying back, dear. I know that you're in very good hands.
Oh, I'm going to take you to the most beautiful, romantic spot you've ever seen.
Hey! Greatest piece of luck I ever saw. 8 sevens in a row. And it's yours, Bonner. All yours.
Are you loco?
But I won it for you. 1,000 cash.
$1,000?
Yes.
1,000 measly dollars.
I'll just double that for you.
Rena goes only to a man of wealth and influence.
Well, it seems as how Mr. Bonner has a mind of both.
Especially influence.
I see what you mean. That begins to seem possible. You might call it up front.
Oh, no. Don't even think such a thing.
Shall we go, Serena?
Special investigators sure come high.
Blair?
It's working.
That daughter of yours, she's got a heart like a weather vane.
Now, you know as well as I do that she's doing this under orders.
She don't act to me like she's making any sacrifices.
We'll play it my way as long as I'm in charge around here.
All right, you're in charge around here. Till noon tomorrow.
Serena, we were talking about being honest back at your house.
Yes.
Tell me something. Do you like the life that you and your father lead?
No. I mean, all those men that he makes me be nice to and everything. That's why I want to leave. I could go anywhere with a man like you, Vint.
Or, Blair Weeks.
No.
Tell me about Blair Weeks.
I could tell an awful lot about Blair Weeks. To the man who'd take me away from here.
I see.
Almost 9. You'd think she'd show a little consideration.
Wait till I get my hands on her, and him.
Now, just be patient.
I'm running out of patience.
This doesn't mean that Rita ran out on us. There, she didn't.
Rena.
Is he hooked?
Got him primed to leave town?
Well, where is he? What did he say? Did he promise anything? Well, Rena, speak to me.
She didn't, huh?
You acting a mite hasty, Newt? Now, sit down here. I got a few things to tell you.
I'd feel a sight better if you'd let me call in some mannequin thrust to back you up.
No, Newt. We'll do it my way.
What kind of talk is that? You don't know where Bonner is. Look, you've got 1 hour and a half to get him out of town.
I tell you, he'll be along directly. Now, it's all fixed. Rena and I are taking the noon stage to the Capitol. Bonner's got to come along.
What do you mean, got?
Well, because he's human.
Vint, you naughty boy. Now, where have you been? No.
That floor up there is a regular sounding board.
That's fine. That's fine. So you keep talking good and loud or I'll know the double cross is on.
You're just about the shrewdest critter this side of Dodge.
I am?
Yes, sir. You made yourself a fortune overnight.
And there it is.
Well, I guess I am kind of smart at that.
Well, Vint, how are you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I never felt better in my life.
Me too. In fact, I feel so good that I'm going to join you two lovebirds on the noon stage.
Oh, I'm afraid that'll be kind of impossible now.
Oh, but Vint, you promised me last... No, you can't go back on your word.
Now, dear, I'm not backing out on anything, but I've taken a look around your town, and Happy Hollow seems to me like a nice place to settle down in.
Settle down? Here?
You can't do that to us.
But, Vint, you're much too big for Happy Hollow.
Oh, I can't go back to the capital, not with all this money.
Well, then go somewhere else.
Well, I like it here. Besides, it was big enough for Blair Weeks, it's big enough for me. And Rena's been telling me all about it.
Rena.
Well, I don't see what difference it makes. It's all in the family, anyway.
No objections, I hope.
I object.
Me too.
Serena, how could you do this to me?
Because Vint and I are in love with each other.
He can hear every word you say.
Get him up.
Get down there.
Get over there.
Get down.
Down.
Do you know who's in the cellar?
I warned them.
Well, you know you're asking for a showdown, don't you? Well, it's 3 against 1. This isn't any of my fight.
I never thought you were a coward.
Both of you, get out of here. Do you realize what it means to double-cross Blair Weeks?
Yes, Your Honor. That's what it means, Your Honor.
Serena, get out.
I'm not leaving.
I'd just as soon shoot right through that no-good double-crosser. I'm going to start shooting at the count of 3. 1, 2.
The town is ours now, Vint. We don't have to share it with anybody else. It belongs to us.
Town belongs to itself, to the people in it. Folks like yourself, your father, you're through.
I could change.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your father. I thought Blair'd come gunning for me. About your changing, you've got a whole lifetime to find out. Took the town a little while to recover, but old Newt made a very good mayor. And my bribe money went quite a ways toward the new schoolhouse and the jail, not to mention the church. Serena, I heard that she'd applied for a job as a school teacher. Didn't fit somehow.